the stories of these lives. And here I want to introduce you to a woman named Judah. This is an artist who is named Megan Whitfield. She did this painting based on a story that was written, a fictional story that was written about Judah's life, based on the history that we know of Belle Grove. So, do you want to know more about Judah? Tune in to the next video.
No.
Hi, welcome back. So now we're in what we call the winter kitchen. This is kitchen under the house that you saw in the last video from the outside. And this is where, this level down here was where all the work took place. So anything the enslaved needed to do for the Height family, it was done here or outside in buildings on the property. So this is where the cooking got done. And everything in this era was done by cooking over an open hearth. And no microwave, no even running water. So any water that you need for dishes brought in by bucket up from the spring house, ladled out, and used that way. Water is 8 pounds a gallon. So whoever's job it was hauling that water, that was a pretty significant job. Chopping all the firewood that you need. And I've used this hearth before with experienced folks who do this hearth cooking. It took about 10 logs and about 2 to 3 hours just to make a really simple lunch. Wow. So it's an intense amount of work that would take place all day long. The Height family, Isaac Height was married to 2 women, so Nellie Madison Height, and we'll talk a little bit more about her at our last video, and then his second wife was Ann Height after Nellie died. Altogether, they had 12 children. This was also a place where visitors often came, family visited, prestigious people in the community. So cooking could take all day, every day. And getting up early to make sure the fire was going so you had enough coals to cook on was the life of the enslaved person. Judah, we introduced you to at the end of the last video, and I want to tell you more about her life. She was purchased from a cousin of Isaac Height's, and we don't know when. We don't have any documents that talk about the purchase. We don't have any documents saying what Isaac Height paid for her. But we have a couple clues. So we know she had a son named Sam, who was born in 1814, and a son named George that was born in 1816. And those 2 boys were also purchased along with her. And then at Belle Grove's, in our records, we can see that she had another son named Marcus in 1817. So we think she was purchased between 1816 and 1817, and that Marcus was born on this property. Judah would go on, while she lived at Belle Grove, to actually give birth to 10 children here. So she was the mother of 12 children herself. And imagine the kind of work she's doing here while being pregnant. So I mentioned water is 8 pounds a gallon. If you've ever been camping or your family hasn't had access to water for some reason, maybe there's a power outage or other things going on, you know a gallon of water can be used up very quickly. So you need a lot of water. Look at this pot. You can see it's heavy. Yeah. Imagine doing that while pregnant. The hot coals are under the feet of the pot and also in this rim. So I'm handling it now because it's cold. If it's burning and blistering hot, I'm balancing this on a simple hook. And so, and it's blistering hot, that's a lot of work. There's not a lot of room for error.
So we are down here, and you know, I just was talking with Kristen, and I just wanted you all to understand how, first off, how dark it is in here. It is extremely dark. You know, we're talking about barely any light. You know, think about in the winter months, you're talking about a very dark place other than the actual hearth itself, you know, and I was talking about in the summer how hot it is in here. I mean, it is extremely hot. And I don't know if you can see right now, but I am sweating down here. It is really hot down here. And I just want you all to imagine, you know, we are able to take in the luxury of AC nowadays, and it's just, you know, the lack of airflow down here is just, it would be so hot. You know, you're doing all of that work as well. So I just want you all to think about that, especially as we're learning here as we go.
What do you think was going on with Judith's children while she was in here working as a cook? Were they playing in here? Were some of the older ones helping her? Probably. What of the very young ones? Who's caring for them? The enslaved quarters site was just off the property. We can see it today. But that's not easy enough for her to run over there and feed a baby. So who's caring for her children? Maybe some older women who are in the enslaved quarters site? So these are the kinds of questions we wonder about Judith's life. But we have a few more clues from some other records. So if you tune in, I'll tell you more.